So, welcome everyone to episode number 223 on the 19th of June 2020. Tonight on the show, we have a very special guest, Rahul. If you remember Rahul, he was part of a show last year when he was here for the 99th episode. So, Rahul, it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you so much. Yes, I was there last year.
You were
And
there on the 99th episode. Now you are there also in a very special week because this talk show is now going to celebrate 2 years as well as 225 episodes. So we have really come a long way since you were last over here.
yes, I can see that. And it's really good to see you rising and your talk show is making history. And
Thank you so much.
yes.
So tell us, Rahul, how have these few months been for you? What has been your new experience over the past 11 to 12 weeks?
So if I say frankly, Aditya, things were really different. If I say different, like we all are locked in our homes and we have to find a way. We have to find a way to help people, we have to find a way to do our jobs. And in this pandemic, one thing we all found out is we have to connect with the people through online, like we are now connecting. So this is the way, and it is easier. And yes, it has a lot of troubles as well, but that's okay. That's life. So in this month of April, I also started a part of something like startupjob.in, where we are helping people to get jobs because as per some reports, almost 12 crore people in India, they lost their jobs in this pandemic. So we are a team of people who are helping people to get jobs without any charges.
That's interesting. So, when did you get the idea to start up this startupjobs.in? What was the reason behind it? You have told us that you wanted to help people, but how did it begin? What was the final nail in the coffin which made you begin, which started
It's
this
11:45.
which started this startup company?
Thank you, Aditya. Very good question. Actually, Uma Shankar, he is a CEO and co-founder of startupjob.in. He already registered his company last year. In the month of March, when things were escalating and we all were locked at our homes. So after seeing the news that everyone is going to lose job, every fourth or fifth person in India. So finally, he got this idea and he approached me, and I lost my job as well in this pandemic. So we both connected, and I was just on the team as a head of marketing and communication. We are reaching out to the people. Just if you have some skills, do register. We will help you. And again, I am reiterating, it's completely free of charge. We have companies on board. We are reaching out to colleges, different institutes in India, and we have people on board. And we are having a job fair on 27th of June, so that companies and job seekers, they will be face to face.
So this time it will be an online job fair, another
Yes.
new thing which is happening because I never thought we would be having an online job fair ever. The only thing I thought was it could be an online interview at best because
Yes.
I have never been to a job fair, but I can imagine what happens in that. So how will the job fair function? What will be different from the usual thing which happens in the physical world? So how will you register and how many companies are going to come if you can talk about that?
So far, we have dozens of companies listed with us, and also we are reaching out to more companies as well. And as I cannot show the names of the companies so far, but there are few renowned companies and job openings. We have 50 plus job opening for the candidates, for freshers as well as for experienced. And we again, as I mentioned, we are reaching out to more and more people who just lost their jobs. They can just, we have some Google forms They can just go and click the form and fill in their details, and they can just join the job fair. A lot of people they ask me, are there any charges? And again, as I'm speaking again and again, there are no hidden charges, nothing at all. Just it's for you. We want to help you. We say we are the humans of pandemic. And having a job fair, like a virtual job fair, it is not easy. But again, this is something we need to learn to live with. Like we are connecting different companies, the HR, they will be connecting through Zoom or Skype or through different maybe Google Meet. The job seeker they will be available. In this way, after their CVs are shortlisted, they will go through the interview rounds and other technical rounds. And once it is done, they will have the job letters with them.
As we have seen, things have changed over the past 1 month. From lockdown, it's come to unlock. And now let's talk from the point of view of education. We have heard that now online classes are becoming kind of mandatory in schools and colleges. So, what is your viewpoint from that? If students are attending 8 hours classes, does it make a difference in their education, or does it affect their bodies as a whole as well?
Very good question, Aditya. I believe attending online sessions are really very tedious job, both for the mentors, teachers, and for the students as well. Sitting at one place and locking yourself and just looking at a screen will help. Yeah, you will be learning education, you will be learning your studies, learning your subjects. But if I talk about physical, like you are not moving too much, you are restricting yourself to one room, to one table, and maybe sometimes you do not have laptop, you have mobile phone. So having mobile phone in this condition, it is a very tedious job. And I see a lot of students, they have headaches, they have backaches, and a lot of issues are coming up. So initially in the month of April, a lot of education institutions, they started having classes for 6 hours. And after a week or two, they decided to keep it to 4 hours and have a breaks after one class, 15 minutes break. Because students are they are not able to sustain their concentration, they're not able to maintain that physical energy as we have in our physical classrooms. So we have mandatory breaks of 15 minutes after every class. Still, because we have to learn to live with this thing, till we are not going to open like no lockdown, still we will learn and we will go. But we will follow some precautions that after classes to take a break and eat light, do walk, and be stress free. Yes,
All right, that's an interesting point of view from the online side. But let's say that schools do start opening somewhere in the month of August and September. So, what will be the biggest change for students going back to the physical world, and what are you also being from that part, from an educationist and as well part of a school administration? What will be the precautions you will be taking once students start trickling back to the physical classes? What will be the biggest difference from what was and what will be?
a lot. There would be a sea change, Aditya. As earlier there was no restrictions, but now as uh, as someone mentioned that this virus will remain for years. We are not aware. We don't know what will happen in the future. But at first, we will wait for the circulars from the government, from the education department. We have some rumors like only 50% students will be allowed like odd roll numbers and even roll numbers. Still, we are not aware what would be the guidelines from the government. Still, maybe in the month of August or September, schools will be opening. I believe we must be very careful and do not try to have like earlier we have 40 students in a class. Might be we will be having just 20 students maximum in a class, and we will be taking care of their hygiene. They are not going to touch others. They will be having full uniforms. They will be having masks, and we will be sanitizing the rooms and the benches every day before lunch, after the school gets over. And the teachers will be taking care that there will be proper social distancing between every student. And if they issue with anyone like coughing, sneezing, or any cold, any fever, this thing we will take care at the gate as well. We should check, and it will take a lot of time. I'm just telling you, it's so easy to speak here, like checking students at the gate, their fevers, their hygienes. It will take hours, maybe 1 hour, minimum 1.5 hours, because we have in the school we have 4,000, 5,000 students. Some have more than that. Some have 2,000 students. It is really very difficult to check students on the gate, check teachers on the gate, and sanitizing school benches, corridors, pen, pencil, bags, and whatnot. Things would be different. Like we will be living in a different world, but on the same planet. Conditions, we are not aware how we are going to handle it. So still, we are waiting. We are just waiting for the guidelines from the government. But still, the students, I believe, this is again what in my opinion, maybe students up to 7 to 8 years will not be allowed to come till late October, because they are very prone to this. Their immune system is not very strong. So I believe beyond that, we will be having a better systems in India, that we are learning, growing daily, and government is doing really well. So let's see how it goes.
And let's talk from a different point of view. So, in these couple of months, have you learned any new dishes? Anything new you have learned to cook? And what has been anything new that has come? Any new dishes, or are you washing utensils? Something that you have never done before? What would you prefer, cooking dishes or washing utensils?
Both. Actually, I learned how to make chawal, namkeen chawal, and yeah, I help in cleaning the house at times, not daily, but at times. But still, this is my plan to learn some more, how to cook like dal, how to make rotis, chapatis. I'm still on. This is my mission that I will learn two or more varieties, so that I will be able to cook myself. And again, this is like we say Atmanirbhar, or being self-independent. And yeah, I'm trying to help my family in cleaning the house in the way I can. So this is something this pandemic taught us, that you should be self-reliant on yourself and learn the things the best way. If you are not keeping well, instead of going to visit a doctor, you should try to learn to do not get ill at all. The first priority,
That's interesting.
and be like do yoga, do some meditation, anything, but do not get ill. In this way, this pandemic taught us you can do this. We need to learn how you can help yourself. If you are, if you have any issues, you need to learn how you can handle those issues, because you are not allowed to go outside. Shops are not there. Whatever the resources you have at your home, just make the best out of them.
So tell me, Rahul, sports events are opening slowly, coming back. The English Premier League is about to start, but what will be a sports stadium without the crowd? Even if we replace the actual crowd with virtual reality and augmented reality and all kinds of technologies, will it be the same even if we are watching on television? Doesn't crowd make a huge difference in a sports match? Even if it's cricket, football, hockey, any match, doesn't the atmosphere of the crowd pump the players and pump even those who are sitting at home, because the crowd does make a difference in the end? So, how will an empty stadium or a stadium with recorded voices make a difference to the players as well as to the ones watching at home?
Hmm. Aditya, if I talk about India and the rest of the world, India, we have more than 1 crore, 1 arab of population. And when we talk about hockey, especially cricket, our stadiums are full. So if I talk about like outside India, like England and other countries, the players, they are athletes, they are habitual of having less crowds. But in India, we are players, they are habitual, like we have a crowd, they feel they draw the energy from them. And when, as mentioned, when we are habitual of something and then something is taken from you, you feel less energetic. You want to go back to normal because it is a crowd, it is their energy which kind of push the competition to a next level, which kind of motivate athletes, the sports people, or the maybe the even the fans, like they shout and the energy vibrates, and this becomes a next religion. Like in India, we say cricket is your next religion. So the energy kind of energy will be different. And as mentioned, we might be shouting from our TVs, from wherever we are, but the things would be different. But again, I believe this will normal will come. We will have normal stadiums, normal life, normal markets, normal education systems, maybe in times to come. But we have learned a great lesson. As mentioned, this pandemic is kind of blessing in disguise. We all were running too fast, all were running here and there, achieving goals, careers. And now this pandemic taught us a big lesson. Go go slow and steady. And also take care of your health and the people around you. I was the kind of person who never, I would say, after my school, I would just go back to Toastmasters, some their meeting. I was never at home until 11 p.m. But now we are here, so I'm giving more time to my family and more time to myself. So this pandemic taught a lot of lessons. Just take care of your family, take care of your health, and be focused and do not run for like what is virtual, run for reality. Though we are meeting virtually, but again, run for the reality.
That's an interesting point. Moving on from sports to entertainment from the point of view of movies. As you know, movies are being delayed. So when they finally start, do you think cinema halls are going to be crowded again in the next 3 to 4 months? Because it's 12 hours. The fear of getting inside a packed hall is going to remain for a while. So I'm looking forward to watching movies in a cinema, or I will wait for the same movies to come on digital platform. That's a different debate. But from the point of view of cinema, which is a livelihood for a major part of the population, even sports is a livelihood. How will this change the definition of sports players? Do you think this few months will change the fact that maybe students will not want to become sports players because the rules are going to be stringent and strict, and maybe people will not want to go into the field of cinema and entertainment because of the stringent rules there as well?
Aditya, I believe like times to come, like until November, people will be afraid of going to places where we have crowds, like cinema halls, like markets, like parks. If this thing, this virus, it goes up, so people will be afraid. If we have zero cases in the country, then things will come to normal. Again, it will take a while. Nothing will happen overnight. This virus took almost 3 months to just let us packed, whole world packed in our rooms. So yes, I believe in times to come, maybe in 6 months or maybe maximum 1 year, things will be back to normal. But as you mentioned that rules are getting, we having a change of rules for sports and for joining theaters or movies. As from theater background, I believe working in theater and films is really a very difficult job. As you see from like from the screen point of view, the glamour you enjoy, but behind the scenes they work very hard. Sometimes you are not able to get through the kind of pain, the kind of effort they do. They work for 12 hours, 18 hours sometimes, and you need to keep working for 18 hours for next 1 month or so, because you need to keep the momentum high. You cannot give up. And if you give up, then you are not in the market. So again, if you have a goal, if you are very dedicated, you will definitely end up achieving it. Because if you have a will, a burning desire, a pulsating desire, you will find a way. And I believe, like when youth is finally planning to achieve their goals, at first they must be very clear what they want and why they want. If you just want to be like Sachin Tendulkar, you should ask yourself, why do you want to be a Sachin Tendulkar? You can be yourself. You can be Rahul. You can be Aditya. Be yourself. I believe be yourself. Find your why you want to be an actor or a writer or anyone else. If you have the why, because when you are having your goals very clear, when you're going to work for your goals, you will find we have difficulties in achieving them. And when you are facing the difficulties, when you have a strong why, you will ultimately get through. If you're looking for just a charm, just for a glamour, you will step back. And then it means your why was not very strong. So I believe, Aditya, if anyone has very clear goals and worked on whys, I believe that person will get through, will ultimately, in the end, will find a way to achieve the goals.
So, Rahul, as an author, Nicholas Nassim Taleb says that there are things to gain from disorder and the current situation. So, what are the biggest gains we're going to have in the next 1 year? If we look back at this time and see that there was a period of disorder and things were not going the way we wanted, and in 2021 and beyond, if we look back, what are the things we're going to see as the biggest gains from this 3 to 4 month period?
As someone mentioned, we humans create mess, and then we clean the mess, and then again we create the mess. So I believe when we talk about, if we, this pandemic, as mentioned, this is like a reflection, introspection. We were running, chasing some goals. We are running like we don't know what we are running for. And now when everything has stopped for a while, like as an author, I have written over 10 books and I had some goals. And now in the last 2 months, I thought, let do something which I didn't complete years back. So I started my writing journey again. I started working on stories, started reading books more, and started connecting with the authors more. In this way, this introspection is very important because we were running for something which was like virtual thing, or which might be an illusion, but something we did in the past. We left the things behind. Go back, introspect, reflect, and try to complete the goals, the things you have left behind. In this way, you will be having a concrete idea or concrete experience of yourself, and you will be learning from here. Like as you mentioned, you have written 2 books, and having the stability of having the experience of 2 books, you can go further. If you start something new, like you are having a talk show, if I see I will have a talk show as well, but I didn't have any experience. Instead of having a talk show, I can start working on the books I have written. It would be an easy job for me. So earlier we were chasing goals, chasing Aditya, chasing someone else. But now I'm looking back what I can do, what the best I can deliver, I can share with the world. So in this way, this pandemic gave us this time, this value. Go inside and find out what you can do, who you are, and how you can help the world.
Talking about being an author, any books that we look forward to coming from you? An 11th.
Yeah, I'm working on a fiction book already, and also with the, as you aware, at Write with Us, we are having a compilation of short stories which is coming in upcoming weeks. And beyond that, I have also collaborated with one more uh, authors and publishers, we are having a collection of poems as well in the month of July or August. So beyond that, I'm working on my fiction books, and I'm hoping this year finally I will have my book published and available in the market.
That's good. That's very interesting. So, any general message you would like to tell to my viewers?
I believe your talk show is very. You have a wealth of information, and whenever I come, I find myself exploring myself more. So, believe just if you are listening to me, Aditya talk show is very rich in terms of information, different topics, research, and the main thing is you are consistent. You are helping people to acquire knowledge. You invite people. So I believe you are giving a lot to the people. So I believe stay tuned, keep subscribing to Aditya's talk show, and more than that, be yourself and introspect and how you can help the world with your gifts. You see, the best gift, we all are gifted, we all are given some gifts. All we need to know is to go within and find. Take your time, do not be in a hurry, and you can unfurl your gift, and this gift will help the world. You can help the world like different authors like Harry Potter books and different writers, directors, they are helping the world. You can help the world in your way. Like I have decided to help the world with giving them job opportunities. I'm good at marketing. I'm good at few things. So I believe in this way I can help the world. So what about you?
Well, I think it's very interesting to have you on the show. It was a great experience listening to you. And now it's time to end the show. I hope everyone enjoyed episode number 223 on the 19th of June 2020. I will be there on Monday, so stay tuned. And this is good night and goodbye from the studios of Aditya Digital Network.
Thank you, Aditya.